Since the coronavirus outbreak, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has done little to help the country in the battle against COVID-19. Instead, he has made his name by launching a new campaign against China. During a public health crisis, the role of the US Secretary of State should have been promoting a multilateral response and facilitating global cooperation. Unfortunately, this power granted to him has been wasted to start a war of words, not a fight against the virus. A piece published by the Washington Post named Pompeo as one of the worst secretaries of state in history, while the Brookings Institution's foreign affairs scholar, Thomas Wright, added that Pompeo has been mostly absent from the fight against COVID-19. What we know he's done has not been very helpful. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, this top US diplomat has been enthusiastically dumping dirt on China.
We know for sure that this virus originated in Wuhan, China, and that the disease emanated around the world. The Chinese Communist Party covered this up.
We strongly believe that the Chinese Communist Party did not report the outbreak of the new coronavirus in a timely fashion to the World Health Organization. Instead of trying to actually do the work to suppress the virus, which is what the world demanded, and the Chinese Communist Party didn't get it right and put countless lives at risk as a result of that.
The origin of the virus is a question of science, not one of politics. As early as mid-February, a group of 27 prominent public health scientists published an online statement on the Lancet Medical Journal website, strongly condemning conspiracy theories suggesting that COVID-19 does not have a natural origin. The statement pointed out that they do nothing but create fear, rumors, and prejudice that jeopardize our global collaboration in the fight against the virus. As a politician, he seems to believe that he has a better grip on virology than the world's best scientists, when he claims there is enormous evidence to show that the coronavirus originated in a Wuhan lab. But no evidence was ever offered even after he was repeatedly requested to show it. It was reported later that the so-called evidence is mostly based on news reports and contains no intelligence input. The truth is a slap in the face. He later conceded that he could not be certain.
I think there are a number of really clear reasons to believe this is not in any way a lab construct or a lab escape. And the key things are all the component bits of this virus, all the genes and bits, the proteins that make up the COVID-19 virus, they are all found in natural animal species. There's nothing unusual about it.
武汉病毒所呢，最早是在去年的12月底，就12月30号，才第一次接触到，当时还是叫不明原因肺炎的这个临床样本。后来也是经过了这种病原检测的工作，我们才发现这些样本里面其实含有一种以前完全未知的一个全新的冠状病毒，也就是我们现在说的新冠病毒。在这之前，我们是完全没有接触过、研究过或者保存过这种病毒的。实际上，我们也和大家一样，都不知道这种病毒的存在。所以，你都没有的东西，你怎么去泄露它呢？
As COVID-19 spreads around the world, Mike Pompeo continues to head further down the path of political opportunism. The crisis is a tragedy, but what he sees from the crisis is an opportunity to push America's geopolitical agenda. When Iran is in dire need of medical supplies, he still firmly insists on his hardline position and refuses to lift sanctions. If years of America's maximum pressure didn't do the work of the regime change, coronavirus might just do it. And if the trade war and plans to counter China's influence have not produced satisfactory results, the coronavirus outbreak is a handy weapon in which he can, again, load more bullets. Pompeo's terrible performance has come under fire on the political news website Politico, which wrote, "Not only did he fail to offer leadership, he's cynically using the pandemic to pound on US adversaries, especially China and Iran, undermining global cooperation against the virus right when it's badly needed."
Politicizing the coronavirus issue could serve the so-called strategy of great power competition against China. Anti-China hawks in the administration, like Pompeo, have long intended to use the outbreak as part of the strategy to destroy China's or discredit China's global image. So with the pandemic clearly affecting the election, I think most Republicans and President Trump have turned to endorse such calculations.
When the world is experiencing one of the worst pandemics in our lifetime, they look upon the world's most powerful and richest nation for leadership and help. But what people see, including America's closest allies, are inconsistencies and a meaningless blame game. In many ways, Pompeo represents the dark side of the Trump administration. Its reluctance to take responsibility, its disdain for science, and indulgence in instincts. And the answer to why the US has performed so poorly in the COVID-19 crisis may just lie in the irrationality that he has encouraged in the White House. It would profoundly benefit Pompeo to realize that the enemy of the United States is the coronavirus, not China. Any action aimed at sabotaging unity and mutual trust will only serve to worsen the pandemic. Ultimately, every country, including the United States, will stand to lose if the world is unable to unite to bring the virus under control.